Let's get the show rolling.
James K, second round.
Hey, Azrae. After losing a game like this, you guys, I mean, their backs are against the wall right now. I mean, how confident is this team in just being able to come back and, make this a series still?
Yeah, I mean, we have no choice but to be confident because we have to win the next game. So I think in these situations, it's a true test of character. And no one said this was going to be easy. We've been, in close games all year with literally every team we played against. So just think we got to come out with a good game plan and be ready to go.
Their offense was able to get going a little bit more today than they had in previous games. They clearly adjusted to you all hard hedging and just made life a little bit more difficult because of that. Do you feel like the front court has to step up, or is this something where the defense just kind of has to watch the film and try to recollect itself?
I first think it's a team thing. It's not front court or back court. It's a team. We win and lose together. And yeah, the film is the only thing that's going to help us at this point. Film doesn't lie. It shows what needs to be fixed and corrected. And from there, you can make a good assessment on, where you can change some things up. So we'll take a look at the film and we'll be better on Saturday.
Julia.
Azrae, in those final 3 minutes, there was obviously just kind of a hard switch and you guys being able to find scoring and find shooting. What did you feel just in those moments that was different, that was maybe struggling on the offensive side?
Maybe just ball movement. I think we sort of panicked a little bit and not forced, but maybe a little, like we knew we were down and we're trying to get back, and I don't know. I feel like we haven't panicked all year. And I think tonight we might have a little bit, which is a little uncharacteristic for us, but it's okay. We'll be better on Saturday.
How do you just deal with emotions like that when you do feel like maybe the team is getting jittery or just kind of getting a little bit out of that, that calm state that you can normally score through?
Yeah, I think it just takes, somebody being like, we're good. Like, let's come down and run this and we'll be fine. Like, and some shots just didn't fall. And you can't help that. Like sometimes the ball just isn't going to go in. And we know defense is what it takes really for us to win. You have to be able to defend. And I think, we have to just make an adjustment with the hard hedging with them. Like they've exploited that and we have to be different on Saturday.
So Steven and Zachary.
How you doing, Z?
Hey.
So, independent of the hedging, just the defense in general, it seemed like they had like more flow in terms of their ball moving and keeping you guys in rotation and playing off of that. And kind of a byproduct of that is them only having 8 turnovers today. But you guys did have a stretch I think it was like late in the third when you and Becca came in and like forcing deflections. Do you feel like there was something that you can bring from that moving forward as far as like something that's more sustainable to put forth?
Yeah, I think in that stretch, like nothing really changed schemes wise. Like we were just more aggressive and they don't like that. Like they clearly, when we came out really fired up on them, they turned the ball over. Like they turned the ball over or they got quick rush shots. Like when they were able to stand and shoot, they're good shooters. They have a team full of shooters. So I think it's like, honestly, regardless of what we decide to do, like we just have to do it with a certain level of energy that flusters them. And they showed that when they're flustered, they turn the ball over, they don't get good shots at the rim, they miss bunnies, and that's going to work for us.
Man, speaking to that activity that you guys did see in that specific stretch, you guys were able to go on a run and regarding the lead going into the fourth quarter. And you specifically had some outbursts offensively from that. How did it feel to just kind of like flip the switch as far as when that specific lineup came in with you and Bex and I think in Julie as well?
Yeah, I think when we come off the bench, we just try to bring some energy, just play faster. I think we got to play faster with them. Like it's to their advantage to play slow, but when we were able to get out in transition, we were scoring with ease, and that's been sort of our bread and butter all year. So, but it starts on defense. When we're able to turn them over, we can just get out and run quick. So, I think we got to find ways to do that.
Hi, Azure. You and 4 other Sky players scored in double-digit figures in terms of points. I'm just wondering if you could speak to that and what does that say about about your team? And then also, do you think that can help contribute to you all succeeding on Saturday?
Yeah, I think being able to have multiple weapons is always a plus. You know, you see it with Vegas; they have really potent scorers, and it's not just one player. So it's easier when you have multiple people who are able to score and attack, and I think that's one of our strengths. I mean, we have 4 or 5, honestly 6 players that can score in double figures, and that's really hard to stop. So I think even offensively, we can be a little more aggressive and shoot more. We can shoot more. We have good shooters. I think we got to take open looks and be aggressive and not be afraid to miss because we have good rebounders too. So we can get the rebound if we miss. Like, but we have to come out more aggressive, I think.
Back here, Z.
Oh, I was like,
No worries. Kalia said yesterday at practice that there's another level that you guys can tap into. Do you feel that you guys tapped into this level today, or do you feel that Saturday is where the intensity that we saw last season can really come through and shine?
yeah, I think we did in certain moments, but I think even in the third quarter, we kind of came out and they just went on a run immediately, and I feel like that sort of knocked us back on our heels. So I think like the next level is us for 40 minutes playing at a high level, and I don't really think we've done that all year. We've had spurts of it. We've done it a couple quarters, but we got to do it like consistently throughout the whole game, and we'll do it on Saturday.
I just wonder if you thought about the fact that had you lost this game last year, that's it. And now you've got, another opportunity because it's not a single elimination. Just wonder if you kind of frame it through that lens and think to yourself, okay, it's good that things changed and we do have another opportunity.
Yeah, I think we talked about it before the game. Coach mentioned like last year we went into every game. Well, the first game was single elimination. So after that, we sort of carried that through the rest of the playoffs. And we said that tonight, but I don't know. It's not actually single elimination. So I think Saturday it is sort of, we got to win or it's over. So yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks.
Candace and then Coach.
Okay.
Start with in-person questions, then we'll go to Zoom. Start with Andy in front.
Sorry, Annie Constable, Chicago Sun-Times. What led to that fourth quarter breakdown that allowed them to go on a 13-0 run and you guys to miss 10 of your last 11 shots?
I think we just have to be better. Obviously, I don't know if we came down and got the best looks. Also defensively, I mean, we got to do a better job rotations, and I would say just in terms of if we are going to put 2 on the ball, like having pressure. But I mean, we were up 7 twice in that game with a chance, and we just made mistakes, missed shots, missed layups, missed defensive assignments.
In the previous format, you guys would be going home after this loss. What's the sense of urgency now?
Well, in the
heading into
previous
Saturday?
format, we'd have a double bye, but because we were second place. But in this format, our mentality has to shift to game 2. Obviously, it's a must win because that is an elimination game. There's things that we got to get better at. There's things that I got to get better at and I got to do for us to be in position to win a game. But look, we knew New York is a good team. And there's a lot of things that we need to do better. And I would be saying that if we won that game. So I think when our defense is sound and when we're not turning it over, we're tough to beat. When we let down our guard and even for 2 or 3 minutes, we see what could happen.
James K.
Candace, when after a game like this, with like you said, the backs are against the wall. You're one of the leaders of this team. I mean, what did you tell the team in the locker room? After this loss.
We got to stay together. I mean, Sloot said this is a series, so we have to stay together. And we know that. We know that we made it tough. But just as we have in the past, we got to keep it one game at a time. Like we can't look ahead. So we got to come out on Saturday and, overall be better.
Given the fact that you guys, won a title last year, you have a lot of veteran presence on the team. How do you think that can benefit you when you get into a situation like this where you do have to win or go home?
Listen, we can talk about all the veteran leadership. We can talk about experience. We have to put the ball in the basket and we have to keep them from doing that. And I think the tougher we make things for them on the defensive end, then we're able to get out and play. And we see what happens. That's how the game was opened up. We got stops defensively and we were able to get out and play in secondary and free flow. So I think as a veteran of this team, we know it wasn't going to be easy. It's hard. But we also can't, throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't think anybody's doing that. We know New York is a great team and we're going to have to show up and play great basketball to beat them.
Hey, Candace. So you guys only lost back-to-back games one time this season. And that I feel like that kind of speaks to how you guys like up the ante and rebound, after a loss. Do you feel like just having that in your back pocket is something that you feel like you guys will apply, of course, again on Saturday?
I hope so. However, we know it's a new season. Anytime you start the playoffs, it's a brand new year. Records go out the window. All that other stuff goes out the window. So we're not going to hang our hats on that. We got to come in and we got to be better. We got to run more fluid offense. We also got to get stops defensively.
Man, something that you've mentioned to me that you say it was like a point of emphasis this season was rebounding. I believe you led this game in rebounding, and of course you guys didn't get as many stops as you wanted. But looking at a positive to apply to in the next game, do you feel like that's something that you guys can sustain?
I mean, I hope so. I hope we can even be better because if I remember correctly, there were 2 offensive rebounds that led to their threes and rebound kickouts. So we got to clean that up. I mean, that's 6 points. And in the playoffs, we know how valuable that is.
Thank you, Candace.
Hey, I got a question. If I could.
Who is?
Any pressing questions? Any?
What's your assessment of that late fourth quarter breakdown, giving up the 6-point lead and shooting 10 of 11?
We just weren't good. And we relaxed. I mean, we got a 6-point lead, and it comes to a certain point where you just got to put a team away. And we relaxed, and they just came back at us. They show how lethal they can be.
Was there anything that stood out that impressed you that you're going to try to take forward into Saturday?
I have to look at the film, but I thought, when we wanted to control the game, I thought we could. I thought our bench did a good job in that third quarter, kind of giving us a cushion to get back in the game. And we just didn't match their energy for a full 40 minutes. I thought we played maybe 3/4 of a good game. And in the playoffs, you got to play 4.
Hey, Coach.
Mr. C.
So you guys, at the end of the first quarter, you guys haven't forced any turnovers.
Yeah.
And by the end of the game, you guys only forced 8. And I feel like that's an accurate barometer for, the efficiency of your defense.
Yeah.
What do you feel like was the issue there? And do you feel like you guys will flip that switch before Saturday?
I mean, it's you can't flip a switch. It's got to be on in the playoffs. And I don't think we were active enough. I thought we played timid in certain situations. And, they were a little bit too comfortable. We made them uncomfortable in spots, but just not consistent enough, especially when you have good players on their team that can knock down open shots. So you have to, those passes, you can't allow them to see those direct line passes. Like our aggressiveness has to be up and in their face. And I don't think that it was, and it's something, I have to look at how I dictate the game plan to put us in a better situation to actually be more consistent in doing that.
Hey, Coach. During that 3:32 stretch where you all went scoreless at the end of the fourth quarter, Azrae said that the team, she sensed that the team felt panicked.
Yeah.
during that stretch. Was that something that you could feel? And is there anything that you were trying to tell the team in those moments?
It's no reason for us to be panicked. We've been in 27, 28, 3 possession games or less. And we have a 19-8 record or 20-8 record in those type games. So we're the team that just shouldn't be panicked. I felt like when one thing happened bad, it just compounded. Like that's when me as a coach and the vets have to really like hone in and say, okay, we missed a layup, but we're fine. Let's get back in transition and really focus. And so what ended up happening is you miss a layup, but then you get back in transition and you have a miscue in communication and you give up a wide open shot. And so it's just compounded. And that's where leadership everywhere, like me, players, especially players that's been in those situations, we come together. That's what we've been doing for the most part. And we weren't able to do that tonight. So it's unfortunate, but it's not a single game elimination type thing. So, I mean, we play here Saturday. So, and it's our backs against the wall, but we'll respond.
Zachary, first row.
Hey, Coach. Azure was in here and she alluded to a sense of confidence on her part that the team can come out on Saturday and perform given the circumstances. I'm just wondering for you as a coach, the level of confidence that you have going into Saturday.
I mean, I'm confident in our group. So, I mean, it is what it is. We have to just show up. But the thing is that we have to play 40 minutes. We can't play this team 35 minutes. Can't play them 30 minutes. Have to play them for 40 minutes because the moment you relax, they're going to take advantage of it. And that's how everybody's going to play against the champions. You know, they're going to make shots that they don't make against everybody else. Man, you got to be used to that. And they're going to get calls that, you know, they don't give to everybody else. You know what I mean? So we just have to make sure that we respond and we'll be fine.
Questions for Coach? Thank you.
All right.